Day 2 camping here. Probably get the hat. All right. Today we're going to talk about Aravaipa Canyon, Aravaipa Wilderness, Aravaipa Canyon Wilderness. Just look up Aravaipa. No, I better not say that. That does not make me sound like an expert. I would not follow my advice into the wilderness if I do not know the name of it.
Just say Aravaipa.
Today we're going to talk about Aravaipa. Aravaipa is a wilderness area in eastern Arizona. It's about 10 and a half miles long. Lots of side canyons and places you can explore. There's 2 entrances to it. There's the east entrance and the west. Now, this trip we came in on the east entrance. The east entrance is located about 8 miles east of Fort Thomas off the 70. You want to look for Klondike Road. Also has a sign for the Aravaipa Wilderness. Turn right onto that, which is also south.
Yeah, that I don't know.
It's turn this direction. We have done the west entrance also. That is a shorter drive in. I don't remember offhand exactly what it's like, but you can get a passenger car to the trailhead on the west entrance if that's your itinerary. But we came in this time, like I said, through the east. And the east entrance has about 45 miles down this Klondike Aravaipa Wilderness Road. It's a gravel road. It's well maintained up until the last mile and a half. Now, if you don't have a high clearance 4x4, this is where you're going to have to park at a mile and a half each way onto your hike. We didn't use the four-wheel drive, but the high clearance was really nice because the last mile and a half, you can see it in the video, the road isn't maintained. It's pretty narrow and tight, but it has several stream crossings. So I don't know, what did we do? 7, 8 of them? There was a lot of stream crossings. So you want to have the high clearance for that. Four-wheel drive, highly recommended as well. Depends on what the water levels are. Aravaipa requires permits. They're sold at, I believe it's recreation.gov. I'll put a link in the description where you can get your permits. I believe they go up 3 months in advance and they sell out rather quickly. They let in 30 people from the west side and 20 from the east. They keep it pretty limited, so there's not a lot of people out here. I mean, we've seen a couple of groups, but not too many. We've got plenty of solitude and privacy at our campsite. So go to the website, get your permits in advance. I'll put the link in the description and you can look at the website. It's fairly straightforward. Just type in Aravaipa Canyon Wilderness and follow the instructions. So once you get to the trailhead, get your backpacking gear and start hiking down the creek. Now, you're going to be on the bank, then you got to cross the creek, look on the other side of the bank for another trail up on that bank, back and forth, back and forth. There's no keeping your feet dry. Sometimes it's better to walk in the creek. Sometimes it's better to follow the trail on the bank. It depends on the water conditions, the shoes that you have. Just pick the path of least resistance and follow that. That being said, the walking conditions, it's creek hiking. So lots of deep sand, deep gravel, baby heads and boulders, walking in the water, walking through the grass, just a bunch of varied conditions that you see in the video. Pick the shoes that work best for you. I would recommend just a pair of wool socks and regular hiking shoes or trail runners. I'm stupid. I stick with my Keen water sandals. They get full of rocks that get under my feet, and I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment. I just really like my Keens. I don't know why. Why do I like my Keens?
It baffles me.
They mess me up. Anyway, like I said, pick the shoes that are best for you. Yeah, another recommendation would be bring hiking poles. We usually hike with one, so you got one hand free, but 1, 2, whatever works best. Aravaipa is a backpacking wilderness area. I don't know if you can do one night. I think it's a 2-night minimum. I'd highly recommend at least 2 nights so that you have at least one day to just wander around, check out the side canyons and everything, and relax. But you do have to backpack in. So once you come in, east side, west side, it's been a few years since we did the west side, but I think it was about 2 or 3 miles that you started seeing the dispersed campsites. Same from the east side. It was about 2.5 miles before the first camp. Use the camps that are established. They're spread out very well. You get plenty of privacy. There's other groups out here, but you don't see them a lot. Pick the campsite that looks good for you. No problem finding an empty one. We passed a couple and we picked the best one that we liked the most and settled down. And as you can see, probably there's plenty of trees, so hammock campers, no problem there either. We've got 2 hammocks up over here as well as our tent. So if hammock camping is your thing, this is your place. So as you can see, there's plenty of water. The creek in the canyon runs year round. So we just filtered water from that. There's several springs in the side canyons, but why hike 2 miles up a side canyon to get it out of a spring? Bring a filtration device, filter water out of the creek. It's crystal clear, tastes great, nice and cold. Water should not be a problem. One thing very unique to Aravaipa is the wildlife. We have seen more varied wildlife than we've probably seen in the last 4 years in other hikes. We've seen turkey and her chicks, Gila monster, snake, every type of bird you could imagine is out here. There are deer, there's coatimundi, bighorn sheep, mountain lions, bears. Haven't seen all of those, but the trip's not over yet, so keep my fingers crossed. But if wildlife's your thing, bring your zoom lens. You will see more than you'd see typically any type of hike. Hunting's not allowed, and they seem to know that. Oh, right, we had a raccoon that just came strolling right through camp like he owned the place. So lots of wildlife, which brings me to food storage. You gotta hang your food. We just brought a trash bag, put our food in it, threw some twine over one of these branches, hung it up a little ways away from camp, and no problems. But you definitely want to hang it up off the ground and away from your tent. This is a 2-night for us. This is day 2, and it's really nice because we've taken that time to check out the Deer Creek Narrows, a couple other side canyons. Just take that second day and explore and relax. So a few things, not necessarily unique to Aravaipa, but it's a canyon, so it's very prone to flooding. They shut down the canyon a lot of times. The creek crossings are impassable. You can see in the video there's obvious signs of flooding. Don't go in if it looks like it's going to rain. It's going to flood. Goddamn fly. Bugs. God. So yeah, it's the wilderness. I understand that. This place has a lot of bugs. I mean, a lot of bugs. If I look really shiny, it's because I'm covered in baby oil to try to keep the bugs off. My wife read that works well as a repellent. It's working okay. It's not quite as good as the DEET. It smells a lot better. I'm a lot shinier. Look very moisturized. So tons of bugs. I was going to say they go away at night, but the last time we were here, it was like, I don't know, when the sun went down, all the gnats, all the flies, they went away. And if you turned on your headlamp, you were swarmed by moths. So there's a lot of bugs out here. Well, a little more than you would typically expect. Plan for that. Another thing is it's Probably 50% shade, 50% that you're in the sun. So sunscreen is recommended. Bring shirts with SPF protection, big hat, that sort of thing. Plenty of time out in the sun. Another fun thing that we found on this trip, not the last one, is this grass that you see. And it's just filled with these seeds that stick to any type of fabric whatsoever. They even around camp stuck into the bottom of my flip-flops. Pretty gnarly, not a lot of fun. You get to stay out of it most of the time, but you're gonna deal with some of it if you come. Well, this is June, so I'm guessing May, June, July, you'll have to deal with this stuff. So that's Aravaipa. It's just an incredible, beautiful place. We're going to be back. We've been here before. We'll be here again. I can't recommend it enough. Just, especially if wildlife is your thing, this is your hike. Hopefully this video has been informative, and if you haven't, check it out. If you have, check it out again. Baby oil does not work against bugs. Doesn't work. I don't know who told you this. Doesn't work. So Aravaipa, god damn it. This is gonna be fun to edit. Start that one over. Backwards. Maybe up closer. I should drink vodka before I do this. So Aravaipa Wilderness is a canyon in eastern Maryland. It's about...
You said eastern Maryland?
Did I just say eastern Maryland?
You
Enjoy, what the f am I saying?